Welcome to summer solstice. Yay! I'm your host, Flower Girl Marcy. I just love this time of year. Oh, it just, the energy is just, I love it. So anyway, I thought I would take a moment and stop what I was doing, and I want to share with you what I spent my sub box money on for the month of June in the year 2022. Okay, first of all, I'm going to start off with this little guy. I didn't really spend my money on him. My husband's a truck driver, and he gets all these rewards from truck stops. And so we were up there when he was home last, and he had an abundance, and he said, just pick something out. And I was like, okay. I'm not one to turn down a gift. So I think it was $12 or $12.99. I'm not sure. I tried to look. And this is just the one that caught my eye. I thought he was kind of interesting. I love the color combination. He looks like a cake. He looks like a skull on top of a cake to me, like some kind of weird wedding cake. And he's offering you up a little rose. He's got the crack at the back of his skull here. And he's, I guess, a little ring cubby is what I would assume he is. But what's so interesting about him is he comes with a warning. Seriously, he comes with a warning on the bottom. And it says cancer and reproductive harm. What, if you lick it? Store food in it? Kind of small for that. I don't know. What? That's what it says, cancer and reproductive harm. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. It's going to end up somewhere really special because something about his look, I just really, really liked him. So I'm not going to count this money as part of my sub box money, just because this was a gift. So okay, so there's that guy. And then ever since I moved down here, I've met the most interesting people. Seriously, these entrepreneurs down here are just amazing, and they're so full of energy, and they're so thoughtful in their offerings. And so I've met a florist, a rock hound, and an artist. Among a myriad of other people, but those are just the ones that stand out right now. So anyway, I love to visit the Rock Hounds stand. They do a flea market type thing on the weekends for the tourists, to catch the tourist money. And this was a big table set up, and it was the youngest little entrepreneurs I have ever seen in my life. One was probably 4, one 7, and the main salesman I would say was 8. And they had all of these crystals and geodes and gemstones laid out on the table. And they had their little stack of brown paper bags, and they had their money box. And it was so cute. And so they were just standing there waiting for a customer. So I walk over, and of course I'm attracted to everything on the table. But this one stone really, really, really spoke to me. And I want you to catch that color. That is the most beautiful peach color I have ever seen in a gemstone. I was just fascinated by it. I believe it's a peach morganite. And then I want to show you the back. This was actually on my Instagram. Hopefully you can see that. See that? It's got like a clear crystal quartz right in the middle, like a window to its soul. This thing just really spoke to me. And so I was admiring this one. It was $5, and I asked the young salesman, I said, what is this stone good for? And he looked around for a minute, and he said, it's good for stress. And I said, sold. I'll take it. Do you have 2? So again, I believe it's peach morganite. I'm gonna do a little bit more research on it, but that's almost hypnotizing, isn't it? Oh my gosh, that's so great. Okay, and then on the other side of the highway, down further into the Ozarks, there's this, well, there's a lot of antique malls down here, and it's kind of what I do, you know, to decompress. No matter what errands I'm running or doing, I will step into the antique mall and just sort of go back in time and just sort of, so I go to this one a lot. Well, one of the owners is an artist, and he carves in deer antler. And he's got this whole display laid out, and some of his stuff is pretty pricey, and some of it's, you know, smaller and less detailed, and it's kind of a lower to medium price or whatever. But I've always admired his work. Anyway, I asked him if he had a cicada. I just happen to love insects. And he's like, yeah, I've got one, but it was attached to a toothpick holder. And I was like, not really what I had in mind. I'm like, your work is so beautiful, but not exactly what I'm looking for. And I never thought anything more of it. Well, it's been like a year. I walked in, and you know, he's like, hi, and you know, hi. And I'm like, did you ever get a cicada? He's like, no, no cicada. And then I walked in the other day, and his wife come up and greeted me. She says, oh, the cicada lady. And I'm like, yeah. She said, we got your cicada. And I was like, my cicada? So this artist specially made this carving for me. And then he signed the bottom of it. That's my second piece of art ever in my life, of having the artist sign it. One is a caricature of Obama that my friend Nikisha did, and I said, oh, sign it, sign it. So she signed. She's so good. She was going to go into tattooing, but I don't know if she went there. But anyway, back to this thing. So here's my new little friend, Mr. Cicada. He's so, how's the best way to show you? I want to make sure you get all that detail. Isn't he gorgeous? But what I really love is the way he situated the color on this deer antler. Because if you look at his little front feet are actually darkened at the bottom. And then his face, like the bottom half of it is lighter. There's so much detail in this little guy. And then he initialed it on the bottom of his soft white underbelly. And it's actually white. How he did that, I don't know. He's just an artist. This guy is just an artist. And so anyway, to end the story, he jumped off his mower. His wife texted him, said, she's here, cicada lady's here. And so he jumped off his mower and come running in to tell me he had the cicada ready because he wanted to see my face when I saw it. And I was just blown away. And so he was only $35. Yes, thank you. So I got him. So that's 35 and 5, so that's 40 so far. Let's set him up here. And then when I was walking around in there, the reason why I went in there was I wanted something special for the summer solstice. And so I got this. Doesn't that just scream summer solstice? Isn't that beautiful? And it's Nippon, which I didn't know anything about Nippon until the lady told me. She said, wow, you have quite an eye. And I said, why? And she was like, well, because this is only $5. And I'm like, yeah, what about it? And she said, turn it over and look, and it says Nippon. And I was like, what? I didn't have any idea. And she said, okay, Nippon was the English equivalent to the word Japan, which these were made starting back in, their hand-painted porcelain, starting back, I want you to see that design, starting back in 1891, and then they stopped making them in 1911. And so she said it's very old, and it was $5. And I said, yeah, and it's like the most beautiful summer solstice bowl I've ever seen in my life. I absolutely love it. It did show up in another one of my videos earlier. But then when I got home and I started to research Nippon, or Nippon, however you say it, it turns out that they started pumping out replicas in the 80s of Nippon bowls. And so I had to do like some pretty intensive research to find out if mine is an original or if it's a reproduction. And so I found the mark on the bottom, and I did my research, and mine is an original. So mine is not a fake. So it is, I wanted to further date it, and so because there's an M in the middle, that stands for, I don't want to mispronounce, but I think it's Murielli Brothers, and they're the importers, so the M stands for their last name. They're the ones that imported it, and they imported between the year 1911 and 1911 and 1921. 1921 is when they ended these. So they only imported between 1911 and 1921. So that's how I was able to age my summer solstice Nippon bowl. I don't know what the real name of this design is. But to me, look at that. That's like wheel of the year, and the sun, and the flowers, and the butterflies, and the color, and it just screams summer solstice. So anyway, so this was $5. So I have 35, 5, and 5. So $45. So that would be like a medium tier bowl. And so I got those 3 items, and then I showed you my little gift that I got from my husband. So, okay guys, love and light, all the blessings of the summer solstice to you. I hope the energies are just making you feel fantastic and energized and full of life and vigor and health. And I'll talk to you soon. Love and light. Blessed be.